Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to uncover the simple habits that shape how we age. Today, it is Tuesday, and we're addressing something that disrupts the lives of millions of seniors and often gets brushed off as just part of getting older. Frequent nighttime urination, also called nocturia, affects over 70% of adults over 60. Waking up once, twice, even 3 times a night to use the bathroom isn't just annoying. It affects your sleep, your memory, your energy, and even your risk of falls or heart strain. And here's what's surprising. It's not just about the bladder. New research is showing that blood sugar regulation, hydration timing, and diet all play a massive role in why this happens and how we can fix it. Joining us today, as always, is the man who continues to reshape how we view healthy aging. Over 100 years old, still teaching, still walking daily, and still showing up in the studio to share his wisdom, Japan's oldest practicing physician, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Doctor, welcome back.
Thank you, John. I hate it when I have to pee in the middle of the night. And I'm glad we're talking about this, because nocturia is often accepted as normal, but in many cases, it's not. It's a signal. The body is trying to tell us something, and food, what we eat, and when, can either aggravate or alleviate it.
Should we dive in, Doctor? What's the first food that can actually help seniors reduce nighttime urination and stabilize their blood sugar overnight?
Absolutely. Let's go through them one by one. Some are familiar, others may surprise you. But all 8 have been shown, through science and tradition, to calm the body, protect blood sugar, and help you sleep through the night. The first one on my list for today is chia seeds. Tiny but incredibly powerful, especially at night. Chia seeds are rich in soluble fiber, which forms a gel-like substance in the gut. This slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps prevent nighttime spikes and crashes, a major hidden cause of nocturia. When your blood sugar dips too low during sleep, your body activates stress hormones like cortisol, which can signal the kidneys to release more urine. But that's not all. Chia seeds also help with hydration. They absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, which means they act like a slow-release hydration source, keeping the body balanced without overloading the bladder. I often recommend a small chia pudding made with unsweetened almond milk, a pinch of cinnamon, and maybe a few berries, taken 2 hours before bed. It calms digestion, slows sugar absorption, and reduces nighttime interruptions.
That's a great start. I've actually tried chia pudding before, but never thought of it as a tool for sleep and bladder control. It's fascinating how the same food, depending on when you eat it, can have completely different effects. So what's the second food on your list, Doctor? What else should we be reaching for to help keep blood sugar and the bladder in check overnight?
Number 2 is barley. Not the most glamorous grain, but one of the most functional, especially for seniors, dealing with blood sugar swings and nighttime urination. Barley is rich in a unique type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber slows the absorption of carbohydrates and helps maintain more stable glucose levels during the night. That's crucial because blood sugar spikes, and especially drops, are a common trigger for nocturia. When your blood sugar dips too low during deep sleep, the body initiates a stress response. This includes releasing adrenaline and norepinephrine, which not only wake you up, but increase urine production. Stable blood sugar means less of that emergency response. Barley also contains magnesium and B vitamins that help support kidney function and reduce inflammation in the bladder. In Japan, we often blend barley with white rice in evening meals, creating a softer, glycemic load, but it can also be simmered into a warm barley porridge, flavored with a bit of ginger and sesame, gentle, nourishing, and highly effective.
That's something I've never considered. Most people don't connect bladder activity with blood sugar or stress hormones, but the way you're explaining it, it makes perfect sense. Food isn't just fuel, it's communication. Now let's continue to the third. Let's see whether you can surprise us again. What's the third food, doctor? One more quiet warrior for better nights and fewer bathroom trips?
Number 3 is edamame, young soybeans. Now, this one surprises a lot of people. They're small, they're simple, but they're incredibly helpful when it comes to calming nighttime bathroom urgency. Edamame is packed with plant-based protein and fiber, which slows digestion and promotes blood sugar stability, especially when eaten in the evening. But more than that, soy contains isoflavones, which have been shown to improve bladder control and reduce nighttime urination frequency in older adults. In fact, a 2020 study out of Kyushu University in Japan followed 143 adults over 65 who added just one serving of edamame or tofu to their evening meals. After 8 weeks, nearly 60% reported fewer nighttime bathroom trips, many going from 2 to 3 wake-ups per night down to just 1 or none. Researchers believe it's due to the combination of hormonal support from isoflavones and better nighttime blood sugar regulation. The preparation is simple: steamed edamame with a little sea salt or added to a soup or light stir-fry. It's satisfying, gentle on the stomach, and signals your body to settle, not to activate, before bed.
That's remarkable. And what I love most is how accessible these foods are. Nothing exotic, nothing expensive, just everyday ingredients that, when used wisely, can change how your night unfolds. All right, doctor. What's number 4? We're halfway through, and I know many people listening are already thinking about what's in their pantry.
Mung beans. They may be small, but they are powerful allies when it comes to managing blood sugar and supporting kidney function, both of which are deeply linked to Nocturia. Mung beans are high in resistant starch and plant-based protein, which together slow glucose absorption and reduce insulin spikes. That helps prevent the drop in blood sugar that can trigger stress hormones and wake you up in the night needing to urinate. They're also rich in potassium and magnesium, minerals that relax blood vessels and ease tension in the urinary system. In fact, a 2020 study published in the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine found that older adults who consumed mung bean soup regularly had improved overnight glucose regulation and reduced frequency of nighttime urination. The researchers attributed this partly to the bean's anti-inflammatory and glycemic balancing properties. And the best part is, mung beans are incredibly versatile. In Japan, they're often made into a simple porridge with ginger and sea salt, a soothing, mineral-rich evening dish that warms the gut and prepares the body for restful sleep.
That's fascinating. I've actually had mung bean soup before on a trip to Southeast Asia. It was light, almost sweet, but incredibly grounding. I never imagined it could help regulate blood sugar overnight. And what strikes me most is this consistent theme. These aren't exotic supplements or expensive powders. They're whole, humble foods with decades of tradition behind them. It really reframes the way we think about nighttime health. Most people just accept waking up to pee multiple times as a normal part of aging. But what you're showing us is that it's often the result of blood sugar instability and inflammation, both of which we can influence with simple food choices. So let's keep this momentum going. We're already halfway through. What's food number 5 on your list, doctor?
Food number 5 is Atsuki beans, known in Japan as Atsuki. These small red beans have been a staple in our cuisine for centuries, and for good reason. They're rich in soluble fiber and complex carbohydrates, which help slow the release of glucose into the bloodstream. This stabilizing effect is especially helpful at night, when dips in blood sugar can trigger stress hormones and bladder activity. But what makes Atsuki beans truly special is their balance of protein and fiber. Two key factors for reducing nighttime hypoglycemia and improving sleep quality. They're also a source of magnesium and potassium, minerals that help relax the nervous system and support kidney health, which is often overlooked in discussions about Nocturia. In 2021, a study conducted by researchers at Kyoto Prefectural University found that adults over 60 who regularly consumed Atsuki bean-based meals experienced fewer nighttime urination events and reported improved sleep depth over a 10-week period. That's a profound impact from something as humble as a bowl of beans. Traditionally, we prepare them as a warm porridge or simmer them with a little brown rice. The sweetness is mild and the grounding effect is real. Many of my patients who've adopted this into their evening routine have told me it's the first time in years they've slept through the night.
That's eye-opening. I'll admit, when I used to hear beans before bed, I'd imagine bloating or discomfort. But what you're saying makes a lot of sense. It's not just about the food, it's about how it supports the body's rhythm. Slower glucose release, nervous system relaxation, mineral support. It's all interconnected. I'm definitely going to try a warm bowl of Atsuki rice this week and see how it feels. So, what's next on your list, doctor? We're 5 foods in, and each one has been more surprising and insightful than the last. Let's hear number 6.
Number 6 is lotus seeds, or renkon in Japanese. This one surprises many people outside of Asia, but in Eastern medicine, it's long been used to calm the mind and body before rest. Lotus seeds are rich in complex carbohydrates and plant protein, but more importantly, they contain a unique compound called isoquinoline alkaloids, which have mild sedative effects. That makes them a wonderful option for those who struggle to fall back asleep after waking during the night. They also contain magnesium and phosphorus, which help regulate kidney function and reduce nighttime fluid imbalance, both common contributors to nocturia. In traditional Japanese diets, they're often soaked and simmered until soft, then lightly seasoned or added to porridge. They're neutral in flavor, easy to digest, and help create a grounded, restful feeling, which is exactly what the body needs after 60 to prevent nighttime blood sugar crashes and bladder irritation.
That's fascinating. And I can honestly say lotus seeds are not something I've ever thought about. But I love the idea of a gentle, calming food that works with your system instead of against it, especially for people dealing with that 2 a.m. wide-awake moment. This feels like a natural, non-invasive tool they could try. Do you recommend people eat lotus seeds alone or pair them with something else before bed?
It depends on the person, but I often recommend pairing lotus seeds with a small portion of warm almond milk or barley tea. Both are naturally calming and help the body absorb the nutrients more gently. You want to create a sense of warmth and stability in the body, not stimulate it. Also, a clinical study published in the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine in 2021 found that regular consumption of lotus seed-based extracts significantly improved sleep latency and nighttime urinary frequency in adults over 60. The results were most profound in those who experienced poor blood sugar control or signs of early insulin resistance. It's another example of how The right foods, used at the right time, can reduce dependence on medications and instead restore the body's own rhythm. Especially after 60, these subtler interventions are often more sustainable.
That's incredibly helpful. And what strikes me is how these foods aren't just about managing symptoms. They're about supporting the system as a whole: sleep, blood sugar, kidney function. It's all one big loop. And when you nudge one part in the right direction, the rest often follows. We've now covered 6 of your top foods to stop nocturia and stabilize blood sugar at night. Each one's been practical, grounded, and rich in tradition. What's number 7, doctor?
Number 7 is cooked turnips. These humble root vegetables are easy to digest and have a low glycemic index, meaning they release sugar slowly into the bloodstream. Turnips also act as mild diuretics that help the body balance fluids earlier in the evening. So by bedtime, the system is more stable. They're rich in potassium and vitamin C, both of which help regulate blood pressure and reduce pressure on the kidneys. A small portion of steamed or roasted turnips with dinner can help reduce nighttime urgency and improve sleep depth.
That does sound like something that is very easy to try out. What about the final one? You told me something about soaked nuts. What nuts were you talking about?
Soaked walnuts. Yes, just a few raw walnuts soaked in water for 4 to 6 hours and eaten after dinner. Walnuts are rich in melatonin, which helps synchronize sleep-wake cycles, and also contain ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that stabilizes blood sugar and reduces inflammation. Soaking them improves digestibility and enhances the availability of key nutrients. They also help calm the nervous system, supporting deeper, uninterrupted sleep.
Now that is a powerful finale. I had no idea turnips or soaked walnuts could have that kind of impact, and yet it makes sense. We're not just talking about managing symptoms, we're helping the body regain its natural rhythm. Doctor, you've given us so much tonight. Practical advice, backed by tradition and science. But before we go, can I ask you to leave us with one final line? What's the one thought you want our listeners to carry with them after this episode?
Healing starts when the body feels safe, and the best way to create safety is with a steady rhythm, one bite at a time.
And that is how we will be closing this episode. And to our loyal listeners, we love you. Leave a like and let's see some engagement in the comments. What was your favorite episode so far? What topic would you like to hear in the future? Let us know, because we are happy to connect. See you next time.